What's going on, guys? Happy New Year. New Year's Eve, I should say. Just get all teed up here. All right. Hey, wanted to get together with you guys today because number one, it is a new year. We're going into 2024 in less than 12 hours. Looks like about 10 hours if you're on the East Coast. And I thought, man, this would be the perfect time to talk to those who are looking to make a change in 2024 and really take advantage of the real estate market and what's going on in this world right now. If you guys are running either a business or you're busy with your career, or you're looking to sell off some of your real estate portfolio that you've been actively managing so that you can go out and take advantage of real estate and being more passive this year, then you need to stick around and listen to this, because that's exactly what I'm talking about. Maybe even if you're retired or you're just sitting on a lot of cash, this is not for the person who's looking to go out and buy their first piece of real estate and manage it and make a business out of it. What this is for the person who has money and wants to get a good return and wants to take advantage of real estate in 2024. Okay. The reason that I decided to do this, in addition to it being, end of the year, or going into the new year, was because I've had probably 10 plus friends come to me in the last 6 months, and they either run successful businesses, so they're pretty wealthy. They have real estate holdings that they've been managing and they're getting ready to retire, and they're looking to kind of become more passive, or they're just high paid executives at businesses. And they're like, I want to get into real estate. And what they all come to me and say is, can you sit down and teach me how to do what you're doing? And the problem is, every single time I look at them and I go, why? And they go, well, because I've known for a long time real estate is great. I want to get higher returns than I'm getting in other things. I want to protect my capital. I want to be able to benefit from depreciation for tax purposes and all these different reasons. Like, they've got it right. But what they don't have right is that real estate is active. There's absolutely no way, except for one, to be completely passive in real estate. Okay. And so they think that they're going to go out and break away from their law firm, break away from their medical business, break away from their, a fully operational business that they're making crazy money in, and go out and buy mobile home parks, self-storage, apartments, retail, office, industrial, single families for rentals, Airbnbs. They think that they're going to go out and do all this on the side. But the truth is, they don't have the time. Okay. And so I always kind of stop and I go, okay, well, how are you going to do that? Because sourcing deals, right? So the marketing, the sourcing of deals, the negotiations, the contracts, all that stuff, the due diligence, the closing, the negotiating with banks and getting good terms on the loans, and then operating these assets, even if they're just single family rentals or duplexes, takes a lot of time. And here's the thing, and I'm not going to bash gurus or anything, because you hear a lot of people doing that online, but the pitch is, in social media and in the real estate space for many, many years before social media, is that you can go out and you can buy real estate for passive income. Okay. And the truth is, you're going to have a part-time business at minimum to do that, even if you're just going out and buying a few single families and renting them out. So here's the truth. There's only one way to take advantage of real estate passively, and that is investing with someone else who's active in it. Okay. And so I've been doing this for 15 years, working with passive investors. And in 2024, I've kind of been thinking about what I want to change in my business this year. And the one thing that I really wanted to change is I want to add more value to you, the passive investor world, because up until this point, I've been focusing with my real cash flow training and education program, teaching people how to go out and actively start businesses to go out and buy real estate, right? Whether it's mobile home parks or others. that's what my focus has been on. All right. But there's this group of people, my friends, who don't have time and really don't want to go out and start another business because they want to take the time that they've already got, the only time that they've got, and spend it with their family and their friends and traveling and doing all that stuff. So this year, 2024, I'm going to spend a lot more time. My company, Equity Growth, is going to focus on educating, providing value to you as passive investors. And I'm starting out this Wednesday. Okay, this Wednesday, I'm going to do the first educational webinar, training, whatever you want to call it. It's for 1 hour. It's completely free. And I'm going to be going over, who should be doing passive versus active investing. Okay. I've been an active investor for 16 plus years, but that's not for everybody. And I'm going to help you determine, should I be an active investor managing these investments, or should I be a passive investor and just investing my capital with someone else that is active? All right. So I'm going to go over who should be doing each and why. I'm going to go over the pitfalls of both of them. And there's a hint here. And that hint is there's no perfect option. Okay. There's downsides and upsides to both. And if you know what each, the benefit of each is and the downside of each is, then it'll help you make better decisions. I'm also going to go through the reasons someone should or should not consider passively investing. In the last 15 years that I've been working with passive investors, many of them that I've talked to should not be passively investing. Okay. They really shouldn't. They think they should, they think they want to, but for multiple reasons, I've just told them, look, I don't think you should do this. This isn't going to fit your personality, your lifestyle, your situation, your capital structure, your tax situation, all of that. And I'm not a tax advisor or an attorney, but I can just look and say, I've seen this before. You're not a good fit for passively investing. And I want to make sure that people who are considering it avoid it if it's not a good fit for them. All right. And then also I'm going to be going over things I've seen over the past 15 years of partnering with these passive investors and the deals that we've done. And that's not necessarily going to be like pitching any deals. I'm not pitching any deals on Wednesday. Okay. I'm not talking about any investments that I'm actively doing. It's going to be purely free education, but I'm going to talk about how I've structured deals with passive investors. So then as you're out looking at deals, you can talk to active investors and know how it should look for you. Okay. And I'll even talk about things to look out for that'll help you vet potential active partners, because just like active partners need to vet every investment deal that they're buying, you as a passive investor need to know how to vet active investors that you're considering partnering with. And I'll go through some of the things that I've seen over the years that will be very valuable to you. Now you might be like, well, why are you doing this for free? What's the catch? The truth is, like, God honest truth is, I'm looking to build up relationships with more passive investors for 2024. Okay. But I understand that my filter is so narrow. Like, there's only maybe 1 out of 50 potential passive investors that are going to work, that are going to be a good fit for me and a good fit for them. And I'm cool with that. Like, I understand there's a very select group of people that are going to fit what I do. The rest aren't. And that's okay. I still want to add value to you, because you might know people who are a better fit for me and vice versa. I might have other sponsors, other active investors that I can point you to that might be better for what you're looking for. So, honestly, I'm looking to build my passive investor group, but I also want to add value to those who are not a good fit for me as well. Okay. And here's the thing. If, I'm going to be really frank, don't be, offended, but frankly, if you don't have $100,000 or more in investable capital, whether it's tied up right now or not, it might become liquid in the next 6 to 12 months, that's fine. But if you don't have at least $100,000 to invest, then this probably is not going to be for you. And I just don't want to waste your time. Like if you sit there and watch me for an hour talk about things that you're not really positioned to do yet, then you wasted your time. What I will tell you to do is if you don't have that lined up yet is the key word, then I'm going to recommend that you go over to getrealcashflow.com. That is my education company where I teach people how to go out and buy mobile home parks, often with little capital of your own, okay, so that you can go out and build up the cash to where then you can eventually roll it into passive investments like what I'm going to be talking about on Wednesday. So Wednesday, 7 o'clock is the webinar that I'm going to be doing. And DM me if you're on Instagram, Facebook, go ahead, or LinkedIn, private message me, DM me the word passive, and I'll get you an invite to that event. It's completely free, no strings attached. I will not be pitching anything. I won't be pitching education. I won't be pitching deals. I won't be pitching anything on that call on Wednesday. Okay. But if you message me, private message me, or DM me the word passive, I'll get you to the link so that you can register and get your seat. Again, completely free, no strings attached. If you're on YouTube, I'll drop it in the comments here in a minute so that you can go and get registered as well. This is the thing. We all want to get to that passive position. That is the ultimate. That is the ultimate position to be in, is to where you're either lending or investing passively in, debt or equity instruments in real estate. So, there's kind of this progression, and I'm not going to take my buddy Chris Rude's system because he's got a very good way of explaining this. But really, you start out active, you start out wholesaling, you start out buying things and being a very active investor. But as you get later in your career, as you get later in life, you start to say, you know what, I've got the wealth, I've got the cash flow, but I need the time back. And so a lot of people are transitioning, selling off their portfolios, and then moving into passive real estate opportunities like the one that I'm talking about. If anybody tells you that going out and buying mobile home parks, single family homes, commercial real estate, any sort of even lending, honestly, if you're starting a lending business, those are all active strategies and they're going to take time. They're going to take resources. Yes. Can you get higher returns when you're actively investing in real estate? Of course, because you're not splitting it with anybody who's actively doing the work, right? But at a certain point, you start to look and you go, you know what? If I make this kind of a return and I don't have to do anything, that's attractive to me. And that's the kind of people that I'm looking to educate on Wednesday. So again, if you want to join me on Wednesday, completely free, 7 p.m. Eastern time. And it's going to be a webinar. It's going to go 1 hour. I will be answering questions. It's not going to be a large group. Like I know this isn't going to be this isn't going to be hundreds of people on this because it's really for a very small group of affluent, wealthy people who have the capital to do this kind of thing. And so I'll spend time answering your questions at the end as well. It will be intimate. It will be a small group. It's going to be a relationship building thing more than anything. And so go ahead and DM me or private message me the word passive, and I'll get you a link to register for it. Again, completely free. If you're on YouTube, I'll drop it in the comments for you. But anyways, I'm really looking forward to this because this is like a whole new opportunity that I think people are going to be able to learn from my company and the experience that we've had. The active side of things, real cash flow is going to continue to grow. We're going to continue to educate active real estate investors more than we ever have in 2024. But this whole new education thing for my company, Equity Growth, is going to really take off for you passive investors. So definitely DM me. One other thing that I just kind of wanted to point out, there's different types of investments out there. Okay, from a passive standpoint, there's public equities. So like you can invest in REITs, you can invest in operating companies for real estate, specifically management companies, things like that. You can invest in loans, like you can actually lend money. So that would be considered debt. And you can basically get fixed interest rate and you get a lien on the property. And then there's syndications, which are basically investing in single deals with a group of other investors, okay? Where you get to actually pick the deal that you're investing in. And then there's funds, okay? Private funds, I should say. And those private funds are where your funds get pooled together with other investors, just like a syndication, but the sponsor, the manager, pools together other properties too. So when you put in, let's say, $100,000, you're not investing in one deal, you're investing in a pool of properties, right? And I'll go through some of that on Wednesday as well. But knowing the difference is crucial, because your strategy or what you're looking to accomplish might be much better for a fund model than a syndication model. Or it might be better just to get into, the public equities like REITs and even there's even private REITs where there's a little bit more liquidity, where you can sell either partial or all of your ownership interest in those investments at any time that you want, where some of the other strategies are going to be far more illiquid and fixed, but they probably have more opportunity in them too. So there's a lot of things to go over. We'll go over those on Wednesday. I'm going to do my absolute best to give you a very high level of the different options that you have out there. And then from there, I'll continue this year to add as much value as possible to you as a passive investor too. So from there, again, if you want to join me Wednesday for free, you want your ticket, go ahead and private message me or DM me the word passive, and I'll get that to you as soon as we disconnect here. And if you're on YouTube, I'll put it in the comments. But looking forward to hanging out with you. It's going to go for an hour. It's going to be a really good time. And I know I've been repetitive, but because I'm live, I want to make sure if people are just hopping on that they're getting the important details to take advantage of the Wednesday event. So from there, guys, I want to wish you a very happy new year. 2024 is going to be absolutely awesome and probably one of the best opportunities in real estate, especially commercial real estate, that many of us have seen in our entire career. I've been in real estate since 2000, call it 7, 8. So I was in the last market cycle, but most of my friends who have been investing in real estate really got started between 2015, 2016, and today. And so look, this sounds super cliche, but if you were going to get started in real estate at any point in the last, call it several years, right now is it, not the last 3 years when the market has been absolutely bonkers and prices have been at their absolute highest. This year, there's going to be a lot of opportunities, a lot of distress, a lot of, loans coming due, and a lot of things that you're going to be able to take advantage of, even as a passive investor this year. So from there, have an awesome new year. I'm looking forward to doing business with you. I'm looking forward to helping you grow your passive investments and your active investments this year. God bless.